Hey everyone, it's James from FunFoods, and today I'm going to show you how to make these Avengers cookies. Now these are amazing, it's a lot of fun to make, it's not that hard to do, so keep watching and I'll show you step by step how to make these. So the first thing I want to do is make a simple sugar cookie recipe, and in a medium bowl I have 2 cups of flour. To that I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a dash of salt, and we're just going to whisk this up until everything's well combined. Now just take this, set this aside, and we're going to come back to it in a little bit. Next, in a large bowl, I have 10 tablespoons of butter that's softened at room temperature. And to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar, just regular granulated sugar. Now we're just going to beat this for a couple minutes until all that butter and sugar is well incorporated and it starts to become light and fluffy. Now that your butter and sugar mixture is all well combined, we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Also add in 1 large egg. And mix that all together. And when that's all mixed together, now we can come back to our dry ingredients and we're going to add that to our wet ingredients. And again, mix this together. Alright, so once that's done, you'll see that this is a very light and crumbly type of dough. But when you squeeze it together, it forms. And that's what we want. Now we're going to take some plastic wrap and lay it out here. And we're going to put our dough on that plastic wrap. Now be careful. I'm only going to put about half on this wrap and another half on another. Now just take this, put this in the refrigerator for at least an hour. So our dough has been in the refrigerator for about an hour. You can feel that it's firmed up a bit. We're just going to unwrap it. And now what you want to do is just knead this dough a little bit because it is hard and firm. And because this is a very crumbly dough, you will have to knead it quite a bit. And as you see, I've kneaded it really well. Now it's almost like a normal dough. It's still crumbly, of course. So what I'm going to do is just put it on here, flatten it down with my hand the best I can. Cover it up, and we're going to roll it out to about 1/4 of an inch in thickness. Now what we're going to do is just cut these into circles for now. And after we cut them, we can just scoop them up and put them on a baking sheet. I'm just going to scoop around and get all that excess dough out of the way. And the cheating way of doing this, so take your baking sheet here, you already have this on the plastic. Just turn this around, boom. Now all of them came right on out. And take the excess dough, ball it back up, and flatten it out, and roll it out, and keep doing it until you have the number of cookies you want. So now we're going to take these, we're going to put these in the oven at 350 degrees for between 6 and 7 minutes long. Alright, so our cookies are done baking. It took a little longer than I was expecting. It took between 10 and 12 minutes, so keep that in mind when you're baking them. Now we're just going to let these cool down completely before we move on to the next step. Now that our cookies are cooled down completely, now what we're going to do is take this food safe marker and draw our outline that we're going to pipe our icing on. So I'm going to do a couple different ones and see how it goes. So my drawing is really bad, as you can tell, But I know where I need to go to actually pipe my icing now, and I'm going to ignore the lines that I drew that isn't perfect, but that's okay. That's the best part about drawing it first. If I iced it first, that would be it. It's done. Now what I'm going to do is I have my icing in a piping bag, and I have different colors. I have black, I have yellow, I have other colors which I'm going to put in piping bags when I get to it. But we're going to do the Batman one first, which is just black and yellow. Now you can just use a toothpick to spread out the icing. Tap it down a little bit. Now before we put the yellow on, we want this to dry, so I'm going to just move that aside and work on other things that are black. And this is one cookie right here. This is the Batman cookie. So I found doing it this way where I drew the lines out first is a little too much work putting the red inside there. So I just did the eyes and then flooded the red. And then I'll go back when it's dry and put in the web around his face. And that's it. These are the Avengers cookies. Now tell me if I missed out on any of your favorite Avengers, and write in the comment below, tell me which Avenger you wish I'd done a cookie of. Well, now it's time for the taste test. I'm gonna try my Spider-Man, which I didn't finish because it's the one I drew a whole bunch of lines in and I decided to do it a different way. But we're gonna try this out and see how it tastes. Good. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these Avengers cookies. It was a lot of fun making these. It's a very simple recipe to do, and you don't have to be an artist to do it. It's quite simple actually. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button. Also hit that big red subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to get new videos all the time. As well as I want you to comment below and tell me which Avengers I left out as far as which one's your favorite. So write down in the comments, tell me what your favorite Avengers is, and until then, I'll see you next time.